Guys, be careful on the dating app. They robbing guys with big titty hoes. And if they don't have a big titty hoe, they are renting big titty hoe to rob guys. So let's watch a few clips and we'll come back and chop it up. So them titties.
He thought he was meeting a woman for a first date after an online connection, but it turned out to be a setup instead. He was ambushed, shot at, and robbed. That's when the victim fled and the attackers stole his car and his cash.
Rick Chambers is live in MacArthur Park with details on the dating app ambush and the suspects police are looking for. Rick.
Yeah, Micah, it's Rampart gang detectives that have been working this case for about 3 weeks now, and they're looking for two couples who have been targeting online daters. These are the 4 robbery suspects that police are looking for. And this woman in particular, they say lured our victim off an online dating site.
When they met in person, the female suspect had asked the victim to drive to a secluded area in our Rampart area.
This is that street near downtown, and they weren't there very long when
2 additional suspects came over, and one of the male suspects had opened the door of the victim's vehicle. He pointed a gun at him, demanded his property.
They also demanded at gunpoint that the victim unlock his phone and hand over his passwords.
Throughout the night, that same night, what they did was they actually made various transfers. They bought many things that totaled about $20,000.
It gives me the goosebumps, actually.
Daniel Contreras lives nearby and says he'll make some adjustments now to his routine.
Maybe just aware on the online situation, and to be more aware and to look out.
And detectives say that the robbery at gunpoint wasn't the end to our victim's nightmare.
The male suspects actually shot towards the victim who was seated in his vehicle. The victim in fear actually fled the location and left his vehicle back there.
The robbers came back 3 hours later and stole the man's car, dumping it nearly 7 miles away in this alley, just off 56th and Central, and then set it on fire. At this point, police have these photos to work with, but no arrest yet. As is often the case in these types of crimes, police are asking anyone with information to come forward, and especially if you've been a victim to this type of crime. In MacArthur Park, I'm Rick Chambers. Guys, I'll throw it back to you in Hollywood.
You either gonna be a mastermind or you're gonna be a body man. Which of the two guys do I think is the mastermind? Which of the 2 broke niggas do I think is the mastermind? The light Spanish guy. Why do I think he's the mastermind? Because he know his chick don't got big titties. Ain't no one gonna leave no dating app to see her small titty ass. So he went to his homie and say, I gotta use your chick. She got bigger titties than my hoe. So we gotta use your chick to get the money.
These are the 4 robbery suspects that police are looking for. And this woman in particular, they say lured our victim off an online dating site.
Big titty hoe, they gonna catch you. Your titties are way too big. But here is an example of a body man. So you escape in Louisiana jail and you are caught with your homie. Both y'all escape and you are caught together. You made a cop job way too easy. They always tell you when you escape, you go one direction, they go another direction. If the motherfucker don't want to split up, you gotta kill his ass. But if you are ever caught together, we have to assume you 2 motherfuckers are a body man for life.
The 2 men who were a part of that bold escape from a New Orleans City jail 10 days ago are back in custody.
Yeah, police say Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald were arrested in Huntsville this evening after a high-speed chase involving multiple agencies.
Maria Aguilera is live in Huntsville, where the 2 remain behind bars tonight. Maria.
Lynn and Mia, I'm here at the Walker County Jail where the 2 escaped inmates are being held. They were booked on evading charges after a high-speed chase ended in a crash just a few hours ago, about 2 miles from here. Now, here's what we know so far. The 2 escapees arrested here tonight are Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald. Huntsville police shared photos on Facebook tonight showing both men being taken into custody. The U.S. Marshals are the lead on the investigation. They tell us the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders and Fugitive task force have been working tips all day that the escapees were in the area. Now, they spotted their SUV and tried to pull them over, which led to the chase, ending in a crash around 6:30 p.m. near US 190 and Geneva. This story has been making national headlines ever since 10 inmates managed to escape the Orleans Parish Jail back on May 16. The inmates managed to lift a cell door off its rack, pull a toilet away from a wall, and crawl through a hole before forcing their way out of the loading dock and running across the highway. A jail maintenance worker is charged with helping the men escape. Now tonight, updated wanted posters now show Tate and Donald as captured, along with a third escapee arrested today in Baton Rouge. Only two, Antoine Massey and Derek Groves, remain on the run. Now again, Tate and Donald are locked up here in Walker County on evading charges before they are sent back to Louisiana. Now, again, officials are warning anyone who helps the remaining two inmates hide will be arrested. Live in Huntsville, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
So these two got the farthest yet from New Orleans, but it won't be long now before they return.
Yes, thank you, Maria.
When they met in person, the female suspect had asked the victim to drive to a secluded area in our Rampart area.
This is that street near downtown, and they weren't there very long when
Two additional suspects came over, and one of the male suspects had opened the door of the victim's vehicle. He pointed a gun at him, demanded his property.
Mama, your boy made it. I'm on Plenty of Fish, showing off all my jewelry and cash. I'm a titty fuck, a big titty hoe. We have one problem. Houston, we have a problem. My dumbass changed the damn location. And that's why you didn't titty fuck the chick. Instead, she set your ass up to be robbed by two broke motherfuckers. But I gotta ask a question. Why did that chick with no titties stay her ass at home? She ain't needed it. But guys, never make a big titty hoe change the location. Only one location we'll change to. Behind a police station. I bet those two broke niggas won't try to rob me behind no damn police station. Yeah, but dude, you screwed up. And I gotta say, you big dummy. Big dummy. That's why you didn't get a chance to titty fuck that big titty hoe. Guys, be careful out there. That guy from Plenty of Fish or whatever dating site he's on, he could easily have lost his life chasing ass, chasing titties. Remember, it only takes one chick to ruin your reputation. The guy in France, Macron, they don't kick his ass out, man. That is an embarrassment on the global level. She would not have done that shit to Kim Jong-un. Ain't no hoe putting hands on Kim Jong-un. The guy in France, he is done. Whoever is next in charge, start picking your cabinet. You made a modern old ass hit the wall chick, put hands on you, and the cameras recorded, and she ain't in jail. Macron, you need to resign right now, man. That's a bad look. If I was NATO, France out, Ukraine in, game over, Russia.